In our last chapter, we saw how cotton turned the tragedy of slavery into a massive, global powerhouse. But here's the thing about a powerhouse: it needs to grow. As America looked west, a single, terrifying question began to tear the country apart: would the frontier be a land of freedom, or a new empire for chains? To understand the 1800s, you have to understand that the West wasn't just dirt and trees, it was political fuel. The North saw a future of free labor, small farms and paid wages. The South saw a slave power economy, plantations that lived or died by expansion. Because here's the secret: whoever controlled the new states, controlled Congress. Every new mile of land was a high-stakes chess move for the soul of the country. The first major crack appeared in 1820 with the Missouri Compromise. They let Missouri in as slave and Maine as free to keep the scales even. They even drew a literal line across the map: no slavery north of it. Thomas Jefferson called it a fire bell in the night. He knew it didn't solve the problem, it just put a timer on it. That timer sped up in the 1840s. After the Mexican-American War, a massive chunk of land was up for grabs. A proposal called the Wilmot Proviso tried to ban slavery in all this new soil. It failed, but it set the house on fire. To stop a total collapse, the Compromise of 1850 was struck. It gave the North a free California, but gave the South the Fugitive Slave Act. Now, Northerners were legally forced to help catch runaways. Slavery was no longer just a Southern choice, it was a national obligation. In 1854, the explosion finally happened. The Kansas-Nebraska Act tossed the old, compromise line out the window. It introduced popular sovereignty, letting settlers vote on slavery. The result was Bleeding Kansas, a mini-civil war where neighbors killed neighbors over economic destiny. Out of this chaos, a new political force was born, the Republican Party, built on one single, firm idea: slavery must not expand. Then, in 1857, the Supreme Court dropped a legal nuclear bomb, the Dred Scott decision. Chief Justice Roger Taney ruled that black people could never be citizens, and that Congress had no power to stop slavery in the territories. In one stroke, compromise was declared unconstitutional. To the North, it looked like the slave power had finally hijacked the highest court in the land. The mask was off. By 1860, the North's industrial wage system and the South's expansionist slave system were in a total deadlock. When Abraham Lincoln, a Republican, won the presidency without a single Southern state, the South saw the writing on the wall. Their economic future was being voted out of existence. The inevitable conflict wasn't coming, it was already here. The next step wasn't a debate, it was a war.